Introducing the pound-for-pound best radio show around the world, it's Leave It in the Ring.
But the real fight fans, I'm talking about if you're tuning in and listening and Leave It in the Ring right now, you're a real fight fan, okay? Because this is what hardcore fight fans do. We all want to talk about boxing consistently. It's a 24-hour thing. It's not a sport to us. It's a lifestyle. Welcome everybody to Boxing Team's official radio show, Leave It in the Ring. I'm your host, Dave Duenas, along with my co-host, Gabriel Montoya, Justin Strikeheart, and Ernesto Gavion. We got a good show today. We got Victor Conte, the owner, and once owner of Balco, now owner of Snack Scientific Nutrition for Advanced Conditioning. He's going to be calling in and speak to us a little bit about the drug testing, Olympic testing that wants to be pursued by a lot of fighters, mostly Floyd Mayweather, and even Andre Ward, talking about that he's willing to take the Olympic testing.
Well, that, and I mean, Andre Ward's one of his clients, so maybe he can shed some light on their relationship.
And typically we'll taper out about 8 or 9 days from a fight.
No, this is everything that you do. This is the same program you do with Andre Ward, combined with all the supplements and everything else?
Andre has done this in the past. He did not do that for his most recent fight, but I worked with him closely back before the Edison Miranda fight and also his title fight with Kessler, but he did not do that this last fight. I am currently working closely with Nonito Donaire, and he's going to fight in Puerto Rico on July the 10th, and of course he's been, for a couple months now, he has been doing these cycles of intermittent hypoxic training. And then, of course, you've got to do comprehensive blood testing and identify what specific nutrients. There's a whole panel of nutrients that are required for the production and synthesis of red blood cells and the regulatory effects. And so it works hand in hand with an individualized nutrition program.
So much of the controversy, especially on the boxing side of things, has been whether or not these athletes know that they're doing something that isn't right. From your experience, do these people know, not just Shane Mosley, but everybody, do they know exactly what they're doing and that it's not, legal?
As you know, I've got quite a bit of experience in that area, and there were a number of athletes and Shane Mosley was one of the few, Kelly White, Marion Jones. There were others that said that I duped them, that I tricked them, that, I told them I was giving them vitamins and I was, giving them other stuff. That is simply nonsense. They all knew exactly what they were doing. They were all a part of this conspiracy.
Is there a way to not know? It seems so comprehensive. Is it possible to not know?
There are orals. You could take some sort of a liquid in that case, but I don't think you're going to be injecting yourself 3 times a week for 2 weeks to do what they call the corrective phase, say using EPO, or using something like growth hormone where you inject it 6 nights a week. I don't know how you could think that you're doing an injection and you're looking at a bottle and then claim, well, I didn't know what it was.
Or some of these athletes just very blunt about wanting to taking some enhancing drugs, or was this something that was kind of maneuvered in? Did you maneuver it away for them? Because you weren't really sure. You know what I mean? You're not going to automatically, in your part, tell them, hey, you could do this. Or did you do that? Were you very upfront, like, hey, in order to go to the next level, you should take this supplement?
The goal was historic. It was if they could become a world champion, if they could become a gold medalist, if they could become a world record holder, then I in some cases, if everything seemed okay and there was a clear understanding, then I did go there. But the total number of athletes that I went there with may be somewhere, they've guesstimated between 25 and 30 in total.
So in world class, though, did they ask you specifically, hey, I need something to take me to another level? I need something because I feel I need to up my game.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's a winnable war, the war against performance-enhancing drugs?
Well, I don't know. That's a very good question. Let me give you an example. Caffeine used to be on the list, then they took it off the list, then they put it back on the list.
Is it possible to do something like a legalization and a regulation of the drugs, where it's almost like discovery? Like, look, I'll be taking EPO. Okay, well, fine, I'll be taking HGH. And everybody knows what the other guy's doing.
So I think the whole concept of legalization and that you should be able to do whatever you want, Boy, I think there has been a death. A cyclist died from using EPO. I know that I've worked with a lot of pro bodybuilders. You see enlarged heart and all sorts of conditions, and people that have heart attacks from using large dosages of steroids. So I don't think that it should be a free-for-all, no.
I don't want to get you into trouble, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. We've got two fighters in Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao who've been involved in the drug testing, moving it forward, at least in Floyd Mayweather's fights. I'm not sure about the whole sport. But look at the scenario. You got two fighters who were at age 16 fighting at 106 pounds. They've both moved up to as high as 154 and 147, respectively, while maintaining speed, power, and then in Manny Pacquiao's case, the ability to not get knocked out like he was at the smaller weight classes. To your expert eye, is that possible to do naturally, or would you need something else?
At the very least, I would say it's highly suspicious. So these are the types of statements that you just made or things that would cause target testing.
What makes it suspicious, Victor? What makes it suspicious?
Well, the exact things that he just mentioned, going up that many weight divisions and not only maintaining but increasing the strength and power. I mean, it's just not something you see. Is he possibly just a genetic freak? I guess that's possible, but it's certainly highly suspicious. I think the whole culture now, when you've got all this money involved and you've got no testing, basically, or completely inept testing, now that it's true that people do conspire to do these sorts of things. That was proven here in the Shane Mosley case. I think you have to look at this sort of moving up 5-6 weight classes and becoming faster and more powerful, yet very lean. It's without the use of performance-enhancing drugs, just the stories that I hear alone about training 5-6 hours a day, you just can't do that. All these drugs, steroids, EPO, growth hormone, they are recovery drugs. They're not, that's why you can train like crazy and the next day you can train again and the next day you can train again, where it may take 2 or 3 days to recover from the type of workouts that they do. So that's what it enables you to do. It's the training. It's the much greater micro tears and cuts in the tissue, and you accelerate the healing process that creates this increase in performance. Once again, I have no evidence. Do I hear things on the street? Do people talk? Are there training partners? Do I know people that, but that's exactly what it is just rumors at this point. But I think there's certainly reason to target test.
Let me ask you this, have you came across an athlete that has done things that would not be as normal as you said? Could he be an exception athlete that didn't need any type of enhancement? Is that possible?
Yes, it is.
But specific to Manny, is there something that you can take that your ability to take a punch from another opponent as you moved up?
I believe that steroids would have that effect. There's no question. And all your neck and trap and these muscles and I don't know about your chin, but I believe that steroids would make you your ability to take a punch be improved. Yes.
Floyd Mayweather took a retirement off. About 14 months or a little bit longer, like 16 months. Is it possible for an athlete to take time off, use performance-enhancing drugs to heal kind of nagging injuries, shoulder injury or what have you, and then come back, maybe even build up some strength and some muscles to come back to a weight class, and then return and then, go undergo all that testing that he's going through and not be detected, or to simply come off those drugs and just go natural again and gain the effects from that period? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. This is exactly why I say that this USADA testing for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight didn't mean much. To put it in perspective, in other sports, football, baseball, track and field, swimming, during the off-season, let's just take the Beijing Olympics in 2008, these athletes in October, November, December of 2007, some of them were in conjunction with extensive weight training and the use of performance-enhancing drugs. That's when they developed their explosive strength base that they maintain, and that served them months later in August when they were competing at the Olympics. So you don't lose those gains. So my question is regarding that fight, let's just say whatever the date was, May 1st, and they started the testing March the 22nd. Well, what were they doing from October of 2009 till March 22nd? They
Right.
could have been doing all sorts of stuff. Then, they also talk about this new biological passport. I'll just tell you how easy it is to use drugs and maintain all the benefits of those drugs right through the testing that Mayweather and Pacquiao went through.
Well, these people that they're conducting these tests, are they aware that there are certain ways to cheat these tests, or are they not educated enough to understand there are other ways and other loops to get around their testing?
I advise them that you need to start testing the out-of-competition testing during the fourth quarter, October, November, December of 2007, before the Olympic Games.
They said that the reason why they don't really want to include, a large amount of blood tests in their program is because it's too intrusive. Could something like hair samples be a simple, not harmful solution to that problem?
It's an excellent question. It really is. Hair is a valid sample. That's a very good idea.